As many of you know, Hytale combines the scope of a sandbox with the depth of a roleplay game. Players can adventure through teetering towers and deep dungeons, which provide rich rewards. That's some nice alliteration, Hytale, by the way. A large part of Hytale's exploration will be on the planet Orbis and the four main zones, but today I want to talk about the bodies of water that are bordering and are beyond these zones. These are the oceans in Hytale, and these oceans are hardly ever talked about, so today in this video I want to go over what we know about oceans so far in the game. If you guys are not yet subscribed, then what the heck are you doing? Hit that red button, it's free, and if you don't like my content, you can easily unsubscribe later. The goal is to reach 5,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and I really think we can do it, but I can't do it without you guys. Around 80% of you guys aren't subscribed, so hit that button, come on, you can do it. And with all that being said, everybody, my name is CanadianFlash, and enjoy the video. Hey everybody, what is going on? CanadianFlash, you guys, and today everybody we're talking about oceans in Hytale. And yes, I know I did a video like this in the past, but that was with my old microphone once again, and I want to redo all of those old videos with my new microphone so it doesn't sound like chicken scratch when I'm like scratching a whiteboard with my fingers. So today we're talking about the oceans in Hytale, and I want to talk about just where you can obviously find the oceans, mobs, loot, bosses, and all that. So let's get right into this. So first I want to talk about how or where you can find the oceans in Hytale. And you can pretty much find the oceans in Hytale bordering any one of the four zones. If we're taking a look at this like planet Orbis concept art, you can see the four zones. You got like zone 1, 2, 3, 4. They're all surrounded. They're like a little landmass, and then they're surrounded by the body of water. But we haven't seen any images of Zone 1 and 4 being like bordered by the ocean. Obviously, you don't see Zone 4. You wouldn't think there'd be a lot of water with all the dead and fire. But surprisingly, we haven't really seen any images of Zone 1 that have been like bordered with the ocean. We can see a couple of them in Zone 2. There's one with like a little mountain, and there's like the oceans in the back. And then there's one in Zone 3 with, again, another little mountain drop. And then there's like a big body of water to the right of it. So you can see that the oceans are bordering some of these, and it also kind of does make sense. You see in the top of this, like, once again, if you take a look at the Orbis concept art, you can see that there are a bunch of mountains near the edge of Zone 3, and then there is the body of water, which once again, it kind of confirms it, because the little border between Zone 3 and the ocean kind of looks like there's between like a big mountainscape, which I find to be really cool. And honestly, I think you can probably access the zones or the ocean from any one of the zones. It would just make the most sense. And you can probably, I'm not sure if you can maybe just swim around all four like zones in a circle. That would be kind of weird. Maybe it would kind of defeat the purpose of walking through Orbis. I'm sure people will try to do that, but who knows how it'll be. Then I also want to talk about some type of mobs that you can find in the oceans, and there's a lot of them actually. Like compared to Minecraft, Minecraft has like drowned dolphins, and then other ones, you know, they have like some fish. You got cod, salmon, polar bears, that's it. But then in Hytale there's a lot of different fish. We have like rainbow trout, we got I think there's regular trout, there's like schools of fish, which I find to be super cool. There's lobsters, we have jellyfish, or they're called man-of-wars. There are piranhas, but we haven't seen them in like the game so far. There's some type of undead fish, there's eels, there's sharks, there's a lot of stuff, a lot of mobs in Hytale. And if we're talking about mobs if we're talking about mobs that can like be on your side, you can probably expect to see maybe some dolphins, maybe some like lobsters. I don't know if they're going to be on your side or anything. They'll probably just go on the floor, but definitely dolphins will be a mob that'll help you. I don't know if there's going to be seals in Hytale, but maybe seals can help you. And then if we're talking about mobs that can probably attack you, there's probably going to be eels, maybe jellyfish only if you run into them. I doubt they'll like purposely come and attack you. And sharks, obviously, because sharks are big combatants in like pretty much a lot of underwater games. And also I just thought of this, also the piranhas, they can come and attack you too. You know, they're piranhas, maybe they won't do a lot of damage, but they can maybe swarm you, and then maybe a lot of them together will do a lot of damage. So next I want to talk about what type of gear we'll need to survive in the oceans. And we have seen a couple concept arts of a player using scuba gear, which I find to be super awesome. In Minecraft you just have pretty much a water breathing potion, which allows you to go underwater, and you can still like put full diamond and everything. And then all you see in some of these screenshots is the player having like a scuba mask and having some flippers, and that's pretty much it. So I find it to be kind of cool how I guess to stay underwater for a long period of time, you need a scuba mask instead of some sort of fire or water breathing potion, which I think is super, super cool. And I wonder how, it doesn't look like it's going to be the hardest thing to craft. Looks like you're probably going to need some glass, maybe some special type of like fibers or something. Other than that, maybe I don't know, that little metal piece in the middle looks maybe like copper, or maybe gold or some other type of metal, who knows. But yeah, the scuba mask in the game looks super awesome, and there is a concept art of like this diving device. If I'll put it up on the screen, and there is a like air tank, which I find to be really cool. So you'll probably need some sort of like steel, titanium, iron, whatever, and you get to use that to make like water, or not water, just for like an air pack for you to breathe underwater, which is super cool. And who knows how long it'll last. It'll probably last like maybe like 10 minutes or whatever. I don't know how long it'll be in like hightail time, but I'm gonna say 10 minutes just regular time. Maybe it'll last longer, it'll say like an hour, but then that'll shrink down to 10 minutes in hightail time, who knows. After this, I want to talk about some of the bosses that we could find in the oceans in Hytale, and there's probably going to be quite a few of them. There could be some sort of mini bosses, like maybe like a giant crab or something. We don't know, maybe. I think that'll be really cool. It kind of reminds me of Moana with that like crab guy. I know, I just thought of that right now. I think that'll be a really cool type of boss. Maybe he stole something and you have to retrieve it, like as a retrieval boss quest, which, once again, I'm not a fan of retrieval quests, but if it's some sort of like boss battle, I think that could be pretty cool if it ties into the lore properly. Then there's also can be some sort of like megalodon shark, or just a really big shark. It is confirmed that there are sharks in Hytale, and it's not confirmed that there is like some sort of big megalodon boss, but either way, I think a big shark boss could be really cool. And last, there is two really big bosses, or like maybe one or two. I don't know if they're the same, but it is the Kraken, and everyone knows the Kraken is probably going to be like the biggest ocean boss in Hytale, and I hope it's not just the only one. It would be nice if there was maybe some other like mini bosses, like I said before. So we have a sketch of a Kraken, and I think it is super cool. And then there is also a far ocean Kraken, but this sketch of the Kraken and the sketch of the far ocean Kraken are the same thing, so it leads me to believe that they are the same type of mob. I don't know if there's going to be two Krakens. I said in my old ocean video that there probably are going to be two Krakens, but I really think there's only going to be one. It would just make the most sense. Why would there be like you kill one Kraken and there's like the big daddy Kraken or the big mama Kraken? Who knows? I think that'll be kind of weird, but just one Kraken in general will definitely be enough of a challenge, considering it's a water battle, and water battles are never the most entertaining. You probably need like some sort of like underwater spear gun, I forget what they're called, a harpoon, maybe to fight them. And then to wrap up this video, I want to talk about a couple of the dungeons and loot that we can get from the oceans in Hytale. And there's actually quite a few of them so far that we have seen. We have seen some shipwrecks, which, you know, is pretty much a staple in sort of like underwater games. Everybody likes shipwrecks and pirate ships, so you'll definitely be able to go underwater and then, you know, just loot whatever's there. And there we have an image of a girl, or I think it's a guy, of somebody going into the shipwreck, and they find a chest, and you could probably get a lot of good loot from these chests. I'm assuming it's some more like golden or buried treasure over here. Like you open the chest, you get some gold or something. Maybe you can get that gold melted down or something, and then you get gold for yourself, and then you can use that gold to do other things. I find that to be super cool. Also, there are some sort of underwater caves which are really interesting. And in this one screenshot, if I zoom in on it, you can see that there are like man-o-war, or whatever they're called, the jellyfish, and the player is actually going down in there, and he's not wearing his own scuba gear, so it leads me to believe that there probably might be air pockets under like in the ocean, which would be super cool. I wonder what type of loot you can go down there, because it looks kind of corrupted. It's kind of purple in the caves, which is the color of corruption. So whatever happens, I think it'll be really cool to explore some underwater caves. Next, we also have some sort of like ruins that are under the water, which could lead to some more like little lore quests. I know we have these in Minecraft as well, and it's just these like kind of Atlantis looking things, which I find to be super interesting. So whatever happens with those, it'll be super cool. I love how the coral grows right through it. It's kind of like its own little sunken city. I wonder if there will be some actual bigger like underwater structures, like not just this little circle one. There might be other ones, maybe that like can hint towards there was a city there at one point in time. Who knows? But other than that, that's all we know so far about like the little dungeons and everything else that can be under the water in Hytale. Alright everybody, that is going to wrap it up for this video. If you did enjoy and you want to see more Hytale content like this from me, then make sure to hit that like button and subscribe. The goal is to reach 5,000 subscribers by the end of 2020. So if we can do that, that'll be awesome. It'll be greatly appreciated, and you know, I don't even know what I'll do. It'll be super cool. So if you did enjoy, I really hope you all did enjoy. And if you want to see more, just hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Goodbye.